What is up? I am Paul Scheer, and welcome to Thursdays with Rob and Paul, aka Who's the Bossiest, the only live streaming Who's the Boss recap podcast. When I say recap podcast, I mean that we go in depth on Who's the Boss every single week. I normally do it with my good friend Rob Hubel, great guy, who currently is on trial for murder. So he will not be here tonight. I'm so sorry to tell you about that. But we are going to be talking about a bunch of fun stuff tonight. We're going to be saluting John Wick. We're going to be talking about AI. Molly and I are going to go deep into this whole Gwyneth Paltrow thing, plus NCAA mascots. We got a lot of stuff going on the show tonight. But the most important thing is that you are all here. Welcome, everybody. Sorry for the late start. You want to know the reason why it's a late start? I had to get a haircut. And you're like, Paul, that's comical. You don't have that much hair. I know. That's the tricky thing. But if I don't cut it on the regular, it looks bad. It looks scary, at least to me. I don't understand why I had it. Here's the thing. There's a great podcast called Bald Talk. I love Bald Talk. A great podcast called Bald Talk, and it was hosted by Brian Husky and Charlie Sanders, two beautiful bald men, very funny guys. And they would have people on the show, amazing people on the show, but they had to be bald, and they could only talk about their baldness. So you could have Jeff Bezos on that show. He wouldn't talk about Amazon. He would just talk about being bald. And I have to tell you, this show, I wish I had this show when I was younger, because no one tells you what to do when you are going bald. Like, you're just left. You're on this island where you're just cast away from the haired people. And it's frightening. And you need someone to get in there and be like, here's the deal. And I wasted so much time. I wasted so much energy. Like, not trying to cover it up, but not knowing what to do. Barber. No one said, if someone just came up to me and said one word, go to a barber, I'd be like, what? Okay, didn't know that. I was getting my hair cut. I mean, we'll talk about weird. Back in New York. Already. Back in New York, I got my hair cut. I never knew where to get my haircut. I'm a balding person. I didn't know where to go. I went to Supercuts. Then I went to this other place that someone recommended. And I met this guy. He did a great job with my hair. He did a fine job. A fine job for a balding man. But he wasn't a barber. He was a great hairstylist. And when he left this place that he worked at, which was already far away from me, and then I had this relationship with him where I'm like, oh God, I gotta get my hair cut. I gotta go up to Central Park South, to go up to Central Park South to get my hair cut. I was living down on like 5th and 10th. So I'm getting in subways to go get my hair cut. And here's the joke. Don't even really have that great of a hair anyway. And I'm going out of my way to get my hair cut. Go get my hair cut with this guy. And I got a text from him, or phone call probably at that point. He's like, look, I'm moving. I'm not going to work there anymore. You can come up to my place. It'll be like a lot cheaper. I have a new place. It's up here. Where is that? 110th. So now 5th and 10th, I'm going up to Central Park South, and then I'm going up to 110th and like 2nd. So now it's like a 40-minute trip to get my hair cut. And I think I'm going to get my hair cut at like a place. No, I'm getting my hair cut in this dude's apartment. And to make matters worse, there's some other guy that he's fucking like on the couch, half naked, while I'm getting my hair cut. Now, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to get out of that situation. And this is maybe where I've grown, because now I think I wouldn't go back. Did I go back to that guy? Yeah, a lot. I went back to him a lot to get my hair cut. And there was always a half naked man, different men, sometimes the same men coming in and out. And I felt an allegiance to him. I felt like I owed it. I couldn't just leave this guy. He gave me a good haircut, but it was creepy. I was in this guy's living room, and he loved to smoke. He was a big smoker, which is a tricky thing when you're getting a haircut, to be smoking. It looked like the apartment was in a state of disrepair, but I felt like he knew how to cut my hair the best. Someone just told me the word barber. There were like 10 within walking distance of my house. Like, I would have gotten that done. Boom, boom, boom. But no, I'm going up there. I'm spending like $40 a haircut. I'm not making that much money. But have you ever gotten into those situations where you're just trapped in a formality, like a nicety, like where you're like, oh, but I like this person. It's nice, but I'm feeling awkward about being here. And yeah, and it was always weird. And then finally something happened. I feel like I got my first TV gig and I was like, oh, they're cutting my hair on set, and then never had to go back. Oh, I never had to go back because I just pretended that they were always cutting my hair on set, and then I was out. I was out, and the same thing happened. You know what? I met a barber out here. Stories of my hair. This should be a chapter in my book. I met a barber out here. Lovely guy. He was far away too, and I feel like this allegiance, like, oh my gosh, there's only one person who knows how to do it. Anyway, here's the deal. Long story long. If someone would have told me, keep that shit nice and tight, don't go fluffy on the outside. I went through so many alterations. One time, some guy gave me, I don't even know what you call it, like just shaved here and here, but let the rest like fluffy, so it looked like I don't know what was going on. And then people were like, oh, I really love your haircut, which is really just people saying I don't like it, but they're so caught up in staring at it that they have to say, I love it. You don't love it. And I found out later that people didn't love it. But yeah, bald people, we need to unite. We need to see people who are bald. It's a tough pill to swallow to confront someone who's going bald and say, hey, get this shit together. Now, I'll tell you, as a bald man, people come up to me, haired people who are afraid that they're losing their hair, or haired people who are tricking you. And I can't tell if you have a toupee, you got hair piece. I can't tell. I can't tell if you have fake breasts. Doesn't register in my head. It's not something I pull in. And I hear all their stories about, like, I feel like I'm this brave savior. Like, I did it. I went bald. I didn't. I got this surgery. It's always these experimental, crazy ass surgeries. I'll tell you, one of my friends, great head of hair, shockingly beautiful head of hair. Not his, or it is, but it's not really his. He's a bald man. And then you could do the Jeremy Piven, where Jeremy Piven was like a bald man and then he wasn't. And then it's like, wait, Jeremy, weren't you bald man? And he's like, nope, not me. It's like, well, we got photographic proof that you're a bald man. I saw Gross Point Blank. You're a bald gentleman. Nope. That's weird too. But then you got other people go the other way, like Jason Alexander. Molly, see if you can pull this up. It's on YouTube. Jason Alexander hair system. Jason Alexander makes a whole video about his hair and how he's not getting the parts that he wants, so he's going to have this hair system. And his hair system is just a toupee. But like, clearly they gave him the hair system for free. And he got this hair system, and now he's like, he's got to shill it. He's got to shill the hair system. And Molly, I can kind of see some of the stuff you're pulling up. It's definitely like a brand, like a company, where he's got a full head of hair and he's chatting about it with the guy, and they're just having this. It's like in the vein of Entertainment Tonight, and it's Jason Alexander talking about how great this hair is and how real it looks. But again, I make the argument that once people know you as a bald man, you can't go. You can put it on for one thing. You can be in a part with it, but you automatically aren't going to become younger. You automatically aren't going to trick people like, oh, I forgot. Like John Travolta tried to trick us for a long time. Bald man. And I remember there's a video. I should come prepared. Maybe I'll come prepared next week with all these clips, because I've gone deep on all of this. John Travolta, he is this it? I don't think it is, Molly. I'm sorry. I know I'm like, or maybe it is. I want you to find the one where he is sitting and chatting. Maybe it won't pop up. Maybe it's if you type it into Google. John Travolta, bald man, famously bald man, wearing a toque all the time. And for this movie, Paris with Love, From Paris with Love, which I love. It's a great action movie. He goes bald. And Entertainment Tonight is like, John, you are bald in this movie. I mean, tell us about that. And he's like, yeah, people have been asking me to shave my head. And I said, all right, I'll do it. So he's lying about that. He's lying that this is a choice. Like he Michael Jordaned it. And he didn't Michael Jordan it. He was bald. But he made it like, oh yeah. People were asking for it. Let me tell you, no one's asking for John Travolta to shave his head. Like, it wasn't like fan mail was coming in like, John, it would be. First of all, John, I am such a huge fan. Wouldn't it be great if you just shave that dome? No one's asking for that. God bless him. It was a lie. He should say, yeah, I lied to you all. I've been bald since Greece. And I'm letting my freak flag fly. It's simpler this way. It's easier this way. I need to find all these things because there's a bald man. There's a bald man like Underground Railroad where we share these clips. Oh, we have it, Molly. Do you think we have it? Okay, Molly, pop up Jason Alexander's. This is it. Oh, this is it. Pop me back center for 1 second. Okay, pop me center for 1 second, Molly, and then we'll pop this up. Okay, so let me set this up for you. Jason Alexander, famously bald man. We love him as bald man. Great actor, funny guy. We got it. This is post Seinfeld. He partners up with this company called Feral Hair or Pharrell Hair. And it's this dude who looks like he's in a cover band of like Aerosmith, who's like, dude, Jason, I love you. Let's check out this hair system. Let's talk about hair systems. And they made so many fucking videos. I mean, here's the thing. Jason Alexander, one of the most successful actors, sitcoms of all time, getting paid handsomely on that Seinfeld show. He doesn't need to get a hair system for free for these ads. He could pay for this. He's not a divorced man. He didn't lose money. He doesn't need to do like a job. Okay, here we go. Check this out. Can we get some volume on it? There's any volume? Oh, I can't hear it. Can anyone hear it? Molly, if you send me the link. Okay. Okay. Send me the link. I'm going to open it up. Because this is too good. This is okay. Or maybe I can even Google it here. All right. Sorry, everybody. I gave you that big old thing. Pharrell Hair, Jason Alexander. I'm typing it in right now. Sorry, you can't see what I'm typing in, but it's coming for you. It's coming for you. Here we go. All right. Oh yeah, this is it. Okay, I got it. I got a good one. Okay, yep. Okay. Molly, I think I got it over here. Oh, okay. Here we go. Okay. This is so good. I'm so excited. I'm so fucking excited to show this to you. I don't talk about this that much. I gotta just. They always put the little things are the hardest spot for me to get it. Okay, sharing screen. Here we go. Share it. Okay. All right. All right. I got this. Okay. Check it out. Jason Alexander for Feral Hair. All right, I got to pause it right now because first of all, they're pretending that there's actually a show, a weekly show where they're talking about hair systems, right? They got the audience cheering. Here's our host. This person, we've never seen this person before. People say they can't hear it. Oh no. Oh wait, hold on. Let's see. Let me. I'm glad we stopped it early. Share. No, I got the audio tab up. This has been such a. We've really been having a lot of technical difficulties. And it's bringing me back to the old days. Molly, can we hear it now? I hear that. People hear it? Oh, people saying there is hair. Okay, can't. I gotta take one person's note. Okay, so great. Let's start it again. Here we go. There's our host that we've never heard of before with his hair that, I mean, whoa, there's our special guest, right? He's got hair. What is this show? They've spent money on this for a website.
Hello, everybody. Richard Farrell here. We're in California. And if you live on planet Earth, you know who our guest is tonight. We're very excited to have...
Pause it, Molly.
Jason Alexander.
Okay. First of all, if you're going to do a hair system, which I guess this guy has done, why pick that look? Why pick the long-haired rock star look? They're clearly shooting this in someone's apartment. You can see the doggy door behind him, right? And he's like, oh, here tonight. Like, he's still appealing to an audience that's not there. What is the ruse? Here's the thing. You're wearing a toupee. Admit it. We are not doing a fucking late night talk show. It's not happening. Like, we're here. You're selling your fucking shit. Here we go.
Here, we're in California. And if you live on planet Earth, you know who our guest is tonight. We're very excited to have
General
Jason Alexander.
Jason Alexander now waving to a crowd that's not there.
Thank you. Thank you.
Jason,
Finish your thought. I mean, okay, that's it. That's all I get. 3 seconds of applause. That's my bad.
Jason, there's a lot of viewers out there who are suffering from the hair loss situation. And the beauty of having you here is that I know that you're willing to talk about your experiences so far in getting your hair back. So it's all yours. We can't wait to hear.
Well, you know, it's been a really interesting journey.
First of all, again, super cash. A lot of people have been tuning in, want to hear a story. Great interview. Like, we don't start off by going, Jason, what the fuck? You got hair now. What happened? It looks so good. It looks so natural. Did you just gain a couple? Like, what are we doing? What's going on? Who greenlit this? Who thought this was a good idea? Okay, go on, Jason. Sorry, Molly.
I have been an iconic bald guy for as long as I can remember, because I started losing my hair when I was 17 years old. Nothing traumatic, just genetically.
Yeah.
I started losing my hair. And I always joke about it because I had 9 years of braces on my teeth. They came off when I was 17, and I went, oh, yeah. And I went and I worked out, and I got in the shower, and I'm drying my head, and I went, the hell is that? You know, it was just like a little bald spot. I never had one day, not one good day, Richard, where it was all working.
Pause it. Chewing gum during an interview? Come on, man. Show your guests some respect. And but this is already great. We're getting a lot of fun stuff. And what I love about this is Jason's working it. Jason's waving to the fake crowd. He's telling little anecdotes. Like, he is hook, line, and sinker trying to sell this insanity, which looks like it is, again, like we're in a studio apartment in Reseda with these things. But continue. No lighting, no budget.
I started losing my hair at 17. You know, it was devastating.
Sure.
Initially. But I met my wife, and we've been together 32 years. So I met her when I was 20, 21 years old. It was never an issue for her. And
he's sitting cross-legged. He's sitting with one leg up.
Bald sort of before my time.
My fast forward, just jump into the center, because I could watch this entire thing. So this is how long is this, Molly? Like 15 minutes? 17 minutes of talking about wearing a toupee. They don't go in. They don't do any remotes. Here we go.
Forget about. Is it something that's very time consuming? Tell me about
no, and I probably wear it. Well, I don't know. Since I don't know your clients, I may be much different from people, or I may be very similar.
Sure.
For me, it's
pause it. This is where he's getting uncomfortable. This is where Jason Alexander now. We're about 10 minutes in. He's like, thought this was gonna be a short thing, and now I'm talking about how I take care of my hair, and this is what you don't want to do. This is too inside ball for us to hear, because you watch, he's getting uncomfortable. Here we go.
Flexible use. There will be days. What I did say to myself is, publicly, if I'm gonna do this publicly when I'm not working, be consistent. Don't be bald one day and have hair the next day, and don't go to the same
let's
supermarket.
Let's say you go on Politically Incorrect or something like
Right.
this. What are you going to do?
I would wear a piece. I would wear the piece, because what I'm saying is, publicly, for the most part, I want you all to think of me with this kind of a look.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that when the character is called for that I won't go back and show you exactly what I look like bald, or I might, I've done characters
Pause
that
this.
shaved my whole head. So.
Who can relate to this? Who can, if I am a bald, like, okay, unless it's just celebrity clientele. It's like, all right, so tell me, when you go on politically incorrect, what are you going to wear? And as if the answer would be, well, in the first segment, I would wear the piece. Second segment, I would. It's like, no. Talk to me like I'm a guy in an office that's coming. Like, we have to address the fact. If you're going to get one of these pieces, you either have to quit your job and start a new one, move to a different town. Like, he's talking about it from an actor's point of view. Like, if this, I mean, look, this guy, I want to say his name is Perry Farrell, but it's not Perry Farrell. It's Terry, I think. He's got tattoos all over. All right, let's see what else. All right, let's see where it goes.
But what I do, because I think it's less confusing for people, is I try to create a consistent image. So for the most part, when I'm out in public, if I know I'm going to be out in public, I tend to wear it.
Well, what about, I hear you're playing poker.
Yeah.
But I saw a picture on the internet without your hair system.
It might have, that picture may have been before I actually got it. It might be an old
so
shot.
if you go back to the table, you might wear hair.
Oh, I would definitely wear hair.
Oh.
Yeah. No,
So
because
freeze.
when
What kind of question is this? What kind of question is this? Like, I saw a picture. Like, oh, so it's not good for playing poker? No. You can go swimming in it and you can play poker in it. Like, what are we talking about? And again, this idea of like a consistency with the public. Yeah, guess what? You know what the consistent look for you is? Bald. Bald is the consistent look. When we see you with hair, we're like, what is going on? Because we know you as a bald man. I'm sorry. That's it. Fast forward to the end, Molly. Let's see.
Your questions that you might have about wearing hair.
Or maybe back a little bit more.
I mean, too. That show went off the air when I was 40, basically. And they're saying, you look so much younger than you did on TV. Well, that's this. And they really think it is either, skin care or weight loss or whatever they think it is. But the people that are not hip to the fact that I'm wearing a system.
Well, it looks natural, so they don't zoom in on
That's not, this is not where they're going.
Jason, I got to thank you very much.
Pause it. All right, we can get rid of this. I don't mean to make fun of Jason Alexander. I just love calling it a system. I also love, and Molly, maybe you can figure this out for me, like how long he wore that system. It seems like this system did not last. And that's why I really want to zone in. Like, you're catching a guy so psyched. You're catching a guy who just bought like a canoe. And he's like, oh, I love canoeing. I'm reading all my canoe books. You got to come canoeing with me. Let's get a canoe. And then like 6 months later, you see him and like, hey, how's canoeing? It's like, what? Didn't you buy that canoe? Oh, yeah. I do it. Yeah, I do it. Yeah, which I want to get back into it. I mean, too much talk about the hair system. And by the way, I will say this. I think it looks good. Do we think it looks good? Because I think it looks good. I don't know. Again, I can't tell bald. I can't tell breasts. I can't tell butts. But I do think it looks good. Molly, what do you think?
I don't.
You don't think it looks good?
I'm getting caught up by this whole hair system. I did find this article I'd like to share with you.
Oh,
that
please,
does
yes.
answer one of my questions, which is when he was showing off his hair system to that gentleman, it's very, you can see his scalp.
Okay.
Okay, so he's wearing a wig that is thinning.
It looks like it, right?
So he goes on to say, so this is an article about why is he bald after having hair. He goes on to say, let's see. The reason
started using
the
using a piece in 2011. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. Oh, sorry. Yes. He talks about losing his hair at 17. All these things we know from watching feral hair systems. Then he goes on to say, the reason it looks thin is that I challenged my designer to make a piece that would look very similar to the way I did 10 years ago. So it looks like a guy who is losing his hair and isn't an artificial mop of hair that I never had. The designer was dubious at first, but he actually loves the look now. And the fact is that we're still playing around with the shape and density to make it flattering and natural looking as we can. I appreciate trying to go for a naturalistic look.
Yes, of course.
The jet black makes me clock it immediately and think this is.
Ooh, you're right. Because it looks like, I mean, what's worse, a toupee or someone who dyes their hair?
You know, who am I to say? If it makes you feel good, it makes you feel good.
Well, but I mean, but here's my point of view. This is what I'm
Mhm.
saying, and I don't mean this meanly. We pull out your picture for a second. I don't mean this meanly, like, and I truly don't. Like, I know people wrestle with this stuff. I clearly wrestle. Oh, you, Molly, you can come in. I was just saying, pull out
Oh,
the
sorry.
article.
I
Sorry,
said pull out your
sorry. I was just, I was like, we don't need that up there. Look, I know how like traumatic it could be
Sure.
to lose your hair, but I also feel like we live in a culture where people can't say like, dude, that dye job is bad. Like, I appreciate, like, we need people to say like, hey, if you're going to do this, I support you, but let's maybe find a middle ground. Let's
Yeah.
maybe get in there like a little bit. Like, and that's why I feel like I think that Jason Alexander did a great job by just getting out in front of it and saying, like, I got this thing, I make this video. And look, and I'm gonna look at these guys over here. This is some of the feral hair clients, right? You know,
The
people don't,
gentleman the gentleman with the darker black, jet black hair and the
yeah.
jet black facial hair, it
This guy.
just looks so it doesn't it's not flattering.
But
The
now I'll
gentleman
tell you, this guy, great. The guy in center,
love
this
it.
guy, right? Love it.
And
This
he's
guy, great.
also the guy in the center is also doing the like Jason Alexander of like thinning a little bit. Like,
I like that
I'm
idea
not
of
trying to
thinning.
trick you into thinking I'm someone who I'm not.
This is good too. Like
Wow.
you know, this is, I mean, what I'm confused at is like this. Like,
Yeah.
if you're, I mean, these mop tops, it's like, wow, you didn't go in just for a little. You were like,
Yes.
I'm really committing to a hair system.
This is a look. What is a hair system? What does that mean?
I mean, I think that toupee has a bad rap.
So we're just
So
gonna
people,
call it something different.
we call them a system because like it's a system in which you get your hair back. I don't know. I mean, some of this is good, and then some of it looks like there's Jason.
Oh, there's Jason.
You know, this guy. I would say that the pose there is more concerning than the
Yeah.
hair. This hair is good. These are good. These are good pieces.
This hair on the left and the salmon colored blouse is
Yeah.
really that's a tough cut.
It's a tough cut. I mean, that's the thing
But
too. It's like,
yeah.
why would we choose to get a tough cut?
That's a Nick Kroll character right there.
I mean, now he also does women. You want to see some of the women?
Yes, I would love to see
Okay.
them.
Now I will say this. I think that women have it extremely hard in this arena.
Cool.
Because you can't, I think that yes, you can decide to shave your head if you'd like to, but I think it's a lot easier for men. So I look at this, and let's take a look at these women. I think women can wear wigs a little bit better, or
Yeah.
systems.
Absolutely.
These all look pretty good to me.
Yeah, these all look wonderful. I don't know if I would call these systems.
This one on the yeah, I don't know. Like, some of them are a little like, some of them are a little less unkempt. This is what I find really disturbing. These three that did not give the rights to air their faces.
Boy. You know, Paul, I was looking online about like different cosmetic surgeries, and there's one where you can fix your under eye. And I saw like a before and after, but they didn't want to show the like actual eyeball of the person. So it's just completely black.
Oh God.
So, and this is how they're advertising. This is so unnerving.
And are we talking about when we talk about this under eye, is that to put some filler in there so you don't have bags?
Yeah, I was looking at like different things. I'm not going to touch my face anytime soon, but it would be to put like a filler. It's like called tear trough filler. I probably won't do it because it's too close to like all your like facial nerves. And
by the way, what I heard about that type of filler, I actually literally had a conversation about this a week ago. It came up naturally. Is that a lot of people get that filler? It gets junky after like 5 or 6 years, and then it looks real mush balls.
Yeah, and then you gotta go in and like get it removed. Ugh, it's.
By the way, yeah, I could do a whole episode of bald talk, people.
Love it.
But all I'm gonna say is, bald, be proud. I think Jason Alexander was proud. I just feel bad for him that he had to subject himself. And by the way, that's not just one video he did. There's a few. And maybe one week I'll just do a whole. We'll do a whole breakdown. Again, I'm not making fun of Jason Alexander. No. I don't like, because he's not trying to hide it. But what I think is funny is he committed so hard, and it clearly didn't work. Because I have not seen him with that hair system. I mean, if we go up to Wire Image, we could see probably Jason Alexander, and we'll see like that. I guarantee that hair system lasted for 9 months at the most, max 9 months. Okay. Okay, so here's the deal, people. I know I was going to be alone here tonight, and I turned to the only thing that I could possibly do to fill the time, and not just talk to our amazing producer Molly, but I wanted to turn to AI to write me an opening monologue for tonight's show. This is totally true. I went on Chat GPT and I said, write me an opening monologue for tonight's Friend Zone show. I uploaded the Friend Zone link. And are you ready for the AI monologue? Okay, here we go. Let me get this all ready to go. Okay. All right. Hey, everybody. So great to be here on Twitch TV/FriendZone, the only place where I can make jokes without worrying about network censors. I'm Paul Scheer. So let's dive into some top stories of the day. First up, a new study has found that men who wear skinny jeans are more likely to have fertility issues. Well, it's a good thing I don't have to worry about that because, my wife already knows I'm shooting blanks. In other news, a group of cows in the UK has learned how to use the stairs. That's right. Cows are now evolving faster than humans. Next thing you know, they'll be using elevators and taking over the corporate world. I, for one, welcome our new bovine overlords. And speaking of animals, a man in Florida was recently arrested for trying to ride an alligator. But when asked for a statement, the man said, "Oh, I thought it was a log." Yeah, sure, buddy. And I thought you were a genius. Uh, and finally, scientists have discovered a new species of dinosaur. Yeah, that happened in Chile. The dinosaur is said to have a long neck and lived in herds. Sounds like the perfect addition to any hipster's backyard. All right, that's all the time I have for those jokes. And they, and then they sign me off. I don't mean to sign off, but what do we think? Molly, what do you think? AI? Did that AI kill you? This is
I
the
don't know how
hipster's
I
backyard.
feel about AI talking about shooting blanks.
It says because my wife already knows I'm shooting blanks, and then in parentheses, laugh. So I had to say, like,
you were laughing.
No. They told me, they cued me to laugh.
Oh, okay. So they weren't like leaving laughing for the audience.
No, that was like I laugh. I mean, and I could probably do this one better. This one I go like, and speaking of animals, a man in Florida was recently arrested for trying to ride an alligator. When asked for a statement, the man said, "I thought it was a log." Yeah, sure, buddy. And I thought you were a genius. I don't know. Maybe I'm not putting enough spin on it. Maybe I'm not doing my own.
Great.
That was a better version of it, right?
Yeah. I need to see some characters in there.
Maybe I'll do another one. I'll kind of punch as a character. How about this one? Like, scientists have discovered. Oh no, I should do this one. This is a good character one. In other news, a group of cows in the UK have learned to use the stairs. Yeah, that's right. Cows are now evolving faster than humans. Next thing you know, they'll be using elevators and taking over the corporate world. I, for one, welcome our new bovine overlords. I feel like it needs a punch, though. It's like, moo to you. I feel like it needs, it just needs a little punch.
Is there something about how, like, we don't take the stairs anymore? Everyone's taking elevators. So it's like, oh, at least the cows are getting their steps in.
Oh, I like that. Fitbit has a brand new market, or you go, well, now, now who's next? Cows getting jobs? Oh, yeah, I lost it's a real stretch. But by the way, I decided that I would continue this trend because I wanted to see how much of the show that Chat GPT could write. I'm going to show you another piece here.
Wait, Paul, I have a question. I saw your wonderful Chat GPT Instagram, which was wonderful. So I tried to sign up for Chat GPT and it's no longer existing. But I did see that Google has a new thing called Bard. And I'm curious if anybody has heard anything about that or
tell us in the chat.
I'm on the wait list for Chat GPT. No, Chat GPT. But I have not tried out Bard yet.
Well, I haven't tried out Bard yet either. Let's get on to Bard if anyone hears. All right. So this is another thing I said to Chat GPT tonight. I said, Chat GPT, normally I do these bits with Rob. can I have a bit tonight to do a show? And Chat GPT said, what if, and this is all, I'm not making this up. This is not like a, hold on, I'm going to make sure I get it the right way here. I'm not making this up at all. Hold on. You should know this by now. I'm not making it up. I don't need to lie to you. I trust you. I believe in you. Okay. So Chat GPT, I'm just pulling up all the different things I need to read. Okay. I want to make sure I don't mess it up. So I said, Chat GPT, can you come up with a segment I can do on the show? A bit that I can do, like a desk piece that you might see on a talk show, only for one person because Rob is not here. And Chat GPT said, what if you do a segment about bizarre news headlines? And the way that they framed it is, this is headlines that don't make sense. So let's see our first headline that doesn't make sense. It says, police investigating a suspicious package found in front of bank. Sounds kind of funny, right? Because while this headline is technically accurate, it also happens to be a common phrase used in bomb threats. But as a result, it's not uncommon for news outlets to receive backlash for this kind of thing, because it sounds like the police are investigating some man's penis. That's a funny headline, right? Because it's like police investigating a suspicious package from a bank. Like, oh, yeah, and it happened to be Willem Dafoe. Something like that. Okay, all right, let's see the next one. And the next piece here. This one is, I saw this in the news today. It says, lawsuit, cemetery denied residents' rights, refused to accept grandma got run over by a reindeer urn. It's a funny, weird. It's weird. I don't think they meant to say that because, this headline, which appeared in a local newspaper, makes it sound like the cemetery is being sued for denying residents their right to decorate their loved ones' graves with a popular Christmas song. In reality, the lawsuit was about a family's claim that the cemetery had violated their contract by refusing to accept a specific type of urn. So that's kind of there. I mean, that's a kind of a wordier one. Cemetery denied residents' rights, refused to accept. Grandma got run over by a reindeer urn. I don't think it's as confusing as ChatGPT thinks it is. Okay, next one. Doctors remove 4-pound tumor from man's brain, wife from house. This is an interesting one. It says, the headline, which appears in a local newspaper, was supposed to read, doctors remove 4-pound tumor from man's brain, wife says. Unfortunately, formatting error led the headline to be split in a way that makes it seem like the doctors also removed the man's wife from his house. Doctors remove 4-pound tumor from man's brain, comma, wife from house. Again, these are just funny headlines. These are funny headlines. This one here, Japan may have holes in its security panel. All right, I'll read it again. Japan may have holes in security panel, says. Okay, that is a funny headline, right? Because the headline, which was published in the New York Times, caused some confusion and concern among readers who weren't sure if the article was referring to an actual physical hole in Japan's security measures or if it was a mistranslation or typo. That's a funny headline. Japan may have holes in security panel, says. Woo, this is rough. All right, so I know big story this week was about Chat GPT and AI taking over writers' rooms. I think right now we're safe. Oh, by the way, that was a bullshit story too. But there's that. Molly, it's a shorter show this week, but we got a lot of bits. John Wick 4 is coming out this week. I'm a big fan of John Wick. But there's something else I'm a big fan of. And I'm a big fan of supporting and saluting some of the well, I guess what I should say is this. Hold on, I'm going to cue this up the right way. Sometimes it's harder for me to do when I'm okay. I'm going to get this ready. So hold on. Sometimes it's like, this is what, if we took commercials breaks, I would do this in the commercial break. I'll get it. Okay. All right. So I think this is about right. Hold on. Maybe not. No. No, where is this? Hold on, everybody. So sorry. I had this thing all. Oh, there it is. Got it. Okay, share audio. Got that. Here we go. Okay. So Molly, well, I'll just say it. John Wick 4 comes out this week. It's supposed to be opening huge at the box office. No, thank you. All right. John Wick 4 is opening this week, and it's the conclusion of this trilogy. And, everyone's talking about John Wick. But you know what? What about all those people that John Wick killed? No one talks about them. And now we present a tribute to everyone that I could find pictures of on the internet that John Wick has killed. Please enjoy in memoriam. And I know people love this bit from last week, so here we go. John Wick. It was 80 minutes. Like I wish I had 84 kills in there. No, these are not spoilers. Guess what? He kills everybody he runs in contact with. If John Wick 4 is coming out, he's still alive. Everybody he meets, he's got killed. But there we go. Our in memoriam segment worked out great this week. A really solid. No dog died because John Wick didn't kill the dog. That's why Daisy barks the crew. Dog didn't die because these are only people that John Wick has killed. John Wick does not kill dogs. That's right. This is, and yes, we did get Paul Sorvino in there. Guys, I sometimes have to come up with these bits just a little bit longer before the show because Molly and I are racing to find as many death stills as we could possibly find to get this going. But I would say for that, it was not bad. We got the Boys to Men song in there. It all came. It came. All right. What else do I have on the docket today? What else do I have to keep you all entertained and interested? We actually did an episode of John Wick on Unspooled. If you're not listening to Unspooled, check out Unspooled. Me and Amy Nicholson, wherever you get your podcast. We talk about John Wick, and I think that episode was really fun episode. But I know that the real reason why you all tune in here always is because you love hearing what is going on in the sports world. And guess what? It's March Madness. We're coming down to the Sweet 16 tonight. Gonzaga and UCLA play. And we are now getting a little connected to these teams who have made it from, they've made giant strides. Some teams, they didn't even think we'd get out of the first round. They got out of the first round. And now we're starting to get connected. We want to see what goes on. And I wanted to give you just a quick recap, or I wanted to give you a little introduction to some of the remaining teams' mascots and give you a little fact about some mascots. So here we go. Obviously University of Miami. This is Sebastian the Ibis, and a lot of people don't know this. Sebastian is recovering fentanyl addict. And that's one thing that's really great about him. So you're cheering on not only a team, but you're also cheering on his tremendous recovery. Being in Miami, he got subjected to a lot of interesting drugs, and now he is, I wouldn't say sober because he still drinks. He says he's not going to cut that out, but he is going to cut out all the hard drugs. And that's Miami. That's Miami's Sebastian the Ibis. It's a little fact about him that they don't often share. Don't get a time to do it. Let's see what else we got here. We have this is Xavier College. You got D'Artagnan, the Musketeer, and the Blue Blob. It's the only team to have a polyamorous relationship. These two are they are a couple, but they're open. And they're open to do it with fans. They're open to do it with players. They're open to do it with other mascots. D'Artagnan, the Musketeer, and the Blue Blob. Don't get jealous as long as they don't use the word love. To them, sex is sex. And they also require that the other one be in the room. So you can have sex with D'Artagnan all you want as long as the Blue Blob is there. So a lot of people have seen them on FetLife. Thank you for that. And this is great. So this is a beautiful relationship here. And again, one of the things you might not know about NCAA mascots. That's what this bit is called. Things you might not know about NCAA mascots, March Madness edition. Of course, Gonzaga, we got Spike the Bulldog. Spike the Bulldog canceled for his opinions about cats. Really sad. He came out very harsh on cats. And you know what? He's made amends. He's been hanging out with cats, been talking to cats, has been doing work in feline AIDS communities, and also actually building, building some feline housing. So really proud of Spike the Bulldog, who has spent the last 2 years not really in the mascot world because of his statements about cats and the way that, there's a rumor that he might have picked a cat up by the cat's neck, but and might have humped a cat, but we're not going to get into that anymore. That's behind him. You can change, you can get better. And that's what college is all about. You come in with one attitude, you come out with the next. And Spike the Bulldog is a perfect example of that. Keep on going. By the way, congratulations to this guy. Anybody who sits on the sideline like this, fuck them. Fuck them. Yes, sideline seat. Look at this guy too. Bored. Everyone's bored. All right. Oh my gosh. FAU, surprise NCAA team. This is great characters. Owlsy the Owl. Owlsy's the Owl. And the big thing about this, and obviously I think you read about this, you know about this, is Owlsy the Owl has lied about being an owl. He's not an owl. He basically took that. He stolen valor. I don't know what you call it, but basically is not an owl. He's a hawk. Now he's coming clean. We're still going to call him Owlsley, but it's going to be Owlsley the Hawk. And I'm very happy to say that he is, he grew up in a family where, he felt like hawks were not really he felt like hawks were, kind of looked down on, and owls were a little bit more fun. And he also knew that getting this job, one of his jobs would be like saying, "Who let the dogs out? Who?" And an owl does that so much better than a hawk. So he lied on his application, said he was an owl. He was actually a hawk. And he is continuing to make amends. Again, a lot of people making amends. What else we have here? Oh my gosh, San Diego State, the Aztec Warrior. I just want to say right off the bat, nothing wrong with this. Nothing wrong with this at all. This is great. Nothing wrong except, and this is really great, that he does shave his chest, and that's something that people don't know about this person. He was too nervous to show. The true Aztec Warriors have a hairy chest. He does shave his chest. That did come out, but besides that, great. And you know what it also shows? This man is braver than I'll ever be, simply because if you had to be dressed in a loincloth, I hit the gym a little bit more. A little bit more. But you know what? He's confident. He doesn't need to hit the gym. We see those cum gutters there, right over there. We see that little mustache right down the center. This is a man who is confident. So confident that you might think he's a dad who got drunk. That's kind of what we know about the Aztec Warrior. Aztec Warrior actually came to be because it was a dad who got drunk on the sidelines and had this costume at home. While he got in trouble for it at his job and was fired, he is accepted at San Diego State, where they see nothing wrong with this outfit whatsoever. And as a matter of fact, they made him put on some more stuff, but you don't notice. If you look at the bottom of his feet, those are wine corks, Boone's of County Farm wine corks there, like the traditional Aztec. And let's see if we have anybody else. That might be it. All right, that is it. Get to know your mascots. NCAA March Madness edition. People, we're doing. People say cum gutter, more like syrup sluice. But tell me, I'm going to pull up some stuff and jump in at any point. Okay. So, for those of you who don't know, right now Gwyneth Paltrow is on trial, and that's a shocking headline. What is she on trial for? And it's a hit and run. And when I saw that, I leaned in and go, oh my God, a hit and run. It doesn't seem like something Gwyneth Paltrow would do. I feel like she's very, she has an image and she's protecting that image and doing great by that image. And I read a little further, a skiing hit and run. She was involved in a skiing hit and run. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you know what? All these celebrities, they're skiing black diamonds. They're going down fast. What did she do? Read a little further. It was on the bunny slope. It was on the bunny slope on a mountain. It seems to me that Gwyneth Paltrow hit somebody, bumped into him, knocked him on the ground, whatever they did, right? And, oh my gosh, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. And what is it now, Molly? 3 years later?
I'm not good at math. This happened in 2016.
2016, more than 3
5.
years later. Okay. 5 years later, this guy is suing her for a battery of ailments, a battery of like issues. Like, let's break it down. Like, what do we have here? Like, what do you know about this,
Well,
Molly? 'Cause
Paul, I want to pause you because
Yeah.
you insinuated that she crashed into him allegedly and checked in on him. And according to Dr. Terry Sanderson, the
Mhm.
complainant, the
Yeah.
plaintiff, she did not say word one to this gentleman. She just got up, rolled away, and skied off. Didn't even check to see if he was okay.
But I thought that her friend did.
I don't know. I think the
Okay.
ski instructor may have.
Okay,
I'm
got
not
it.
sure. I think that this gentleman may be uh exaggerating some things.
You think that 5
Yeah.
years after a small hit on a bunny hill,
Mhm.
that this guy might be exaggerating? Because honestly, I mean, look, we all know that the bunny hill where the children go is the place where the hardest hits are felt. That's where, you couldn't talk about. I am sure she's skiing in a nice area. Where is she skiing at?
This was in Park City,
Okay.
and I
Park
think
City, Utah. Yeah.
yeah, if you've ever taken like skiing lessons, you learn you want to go fast, you go French fries. You want to
Right.
go slow, you go pizza.
Pizza.
But that's not part of her wellness routine.
Okay. So yeah, right. She needs to be like, I want to go fast, jade egg.
Yep.
Maybe yeah.
And
I
then
want
I
to
want to
go.
go slow bone broth.
But I love that, and
Yeah.
and when she's and what she's got to do is she's got to have a conscious uncoupling from her
Mhm.
skis when she gets out of her skis. There's a lot of jokes to be had here, of course. I love this, but all right. So, but she crashed into a 76-year-old man, and the
He's
man
currently
suffered.
76, but I mean, still okay. So he's 5'8".
Okay,
Gwen is 5'9". He
okay,
has
got
maybe
1 inch on her.
he's got 1 inch and maybe about like 50 or 60 pounds on her,
Okay,
and a couple years. I will say that maybe like a year or two after this incident, he sued her originally for $3.1 million. And the judge quickly was like, be gone.
yeah,
And then
3.1.
now he's coming back and suing her for $300,000.
Because he said that he suffered a concussion,
Yes.
4 cracked ribs.
Mhm.
So I'm not going to victim blame. I'm going to be on the side of this gentleman for a little bit of time here. I want to understand what went on here. How fast does he think she was going on this bunny hill?
I don't know. He doesn't
Okay.
conjecture. He just says that she was being quote unquote reckless. And then I did a little bit of digging, and I have a theory as to why also, I think he's out for a cash grab. I think he's out to like stick it to the man, quote unquote.
And
But
she's countersuing him, right? For
she's
like
punishing
$1 and
$1.
her legal fees.
Yeah.
Yes.
For $1, I think that's like to make a point.
Yes.
But so he's claiming he didn't seek treatment for the concussion until a year and a half after the incident.
Well, how could you treat a concussion a year and a half later? You could say I got hit. My God. Okay. Yeah.
But he's saying that, and his family is insinuating that he's had like cognitive issues ever since this has happened.
He's 76. It was 5 years ago. I mean, right. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, I would assume that like as you get to 76, you become a little bit crotchetier in nature.
She
But
said that his daughter took the stand and said he used to be a goer, which is not really a term. A doer is a term. A goer is
well,
okay.
do you remember in Sleepaway? Is it Sleepaway Camp where the film is dedicated to Mother, a doer?
By the way, I love that you remember that. Yes, that's amazing. Yes. So this is a go. He was a goer,
A goer.
and now he often sits alone in the corner by himself and doesn't interact with anyone, and drool comes out of his mouth.
She says, I would expect to see drool coming out of his
Oh,
mouth.
okay. Oh,
Which,
because she
I guess,
almost expects that.
But that doesn't make any sense. So they're indicating that he's gotten moodier, meaner. He never had a mean bone in his body. Wait, in these
Well,
times we were
this is an interesting point,
no,
right? Because they're
yes,
okay. Now that there's a difference here between the woman who said that she was burned
yes,
and this guy, because that woman who was burned, that was like late night had made fun of that
Mhm.
woman who was burned, right?
Yeah.
She literally was in the hospital. She was burned. This guy is suing her 5 years later and didn't go see a doctor for a year and a half after an accident on a bunny slope in Park City. Now I understand, like, look, we gotta do it, but we could also maybe say, I don't know if he's 76 now or 76 at the time of the hit.
76 now.
All right, so he's 71 at the time of the hit. It's 5 years later. I would imagine there is some cognitive decline going on here.
Mhm.
I think that coming at her for 3.1 million seems to also indicate that we're a little like there are some things that aren't passing the smell test. Like
Yeah.
that McDonald's thing is a very specific thing. It was like, well, you shouldn't drink hot coffee if you can't handle hot coffee. This seems like a shyster.
I
Okay.
agree. It I it seems to me that he has been behaving poorly to his family since this happened. Their family are saying that he's becoming more distant, meaner, etc. He lost his relationship with his girlfriend. She left him because of his nasty behavior. I'm thinking that his girlfriend dumped him and he feels like he needs to find a way to excuse this behavior, so he's pointing it all back to this one incident.
Well, he said that he doesn't enjoy wine tastings anymore.
That's right. Yeah, he can't do the things he likes: wine tastings, skiing, meeting groups.
And again, this, look, and Gwyneth Paltrow said in her opening argument that she was sore
Mhm.
and missed out on a half day of skiing. Now, I guess the question is, uh, this crash, right?
Mhm.
Like, I am trying to understand exactly, like, I am trying to understand at what rate he hit. Yeah.
And if it's on a beginner slope, I mean, the velocity would I don't know. I
Again,
don't
but
know.
again, like, and do we know anything about the crash? Okay, the chat is very much in defense of our sewer, the
Yeah.
victim. And by the way, I want to look at all this. I want to look at
Yeah,
this case.
brain trauma can very much affect the way that you behave, your attitude, your
Well, but now
personality.
let me ask you this:
Mhm.
as somebody who has skied and will continue to ski, I wear a helmet.
Mhm.
For the last handful of years, I've been told time and time again, you got to wear a helmet. You got to wear a helmet. You got to wear a helmet. Most places make you wear a helmet now,
Mhm.
because of these things.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna guess this guy wasn't wearing a helmet.
Dunno.
Don't
Probably
know.
not. I mean, because he wants to look sexy on the slopes. He doesn't
Then
look like
somebody says here, like, duck and fork. Then there's how she laughed and flipped him a bird. Is that true?
no.
That's not true.
I
Okay,
don't know.
I want to make sure.
Listen, I haven't stepped foot one in Utah. Um, I don't know. Can you get
He
up to 20 miles an
he
hour
did
on the
complain.
bike?
Didn't he complain of not being able to taste wine? Yes, he's not being able to enjoy his wine
Mhm.
tastings.
He can taste
Uh,
it, allegedly, but it's just not like the fun things that he likes to do. He's not having fun because he's in the corner
Well, I
almost
guess
drowning.
this is my question to you, Molly, and this is like
Mhm.
I asked this very, like, you tell me what you think. Um, I believe that there's a certain amount of people in this world that when they read that Alec Baldwin story about what happened on Rust, a very serious story,
Mhm.
that part of them are like, yeah, fuck Alec Baldwin. I don't like
Yeah.
Alec Baldwin,
Yeah.
and it that I could do a 2-hour show about. Molly's heard me go off on that. Like, I have a lot to say about that.
I think you have
But
3 hours because I've listened to at least 3 hours of
I know. Well,
it.
That story
Mhm.
is very upsetting to me because but it does speak to these larger issues about, like, safety on set. It's like a work story.
Mhm.
Um, but so that's that. I think that there might be something here similar, which is people don't like Gwyneth Paltrow. They
Mhm.
think that she's like a little stuck up. She's like, oh, she hit me and she ran away. Um, all this sort of stuff. And I feel like sometimes that cult of personality comes out, but this seems like a crazy case.
I agree. I'll also say, I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know. The plaintiff has behind closed doors bragged about how this lawsuit has made him famous. So that makes me a little sus. I'm a
Yeah.
little sus.
If he's such a, it seems to me he's still a goer. If he
Yeah.
is,
Taking down the man.
yeah, I mean, there you go. All right, but look, I thought we were gonna have a fun time joking around about this story, but everyone in the chat's like, listen, don't blame the some people having fun. He got gooped, right? Some people
Everybody's
are
a
like,
victim here.
yeah,
We all
this
lose.
one's like, that's my go-to move, hit and run away. People are saying, I don't know if Gwen word means much, her being a snake oil salesperson. I like this one here. I've heard a hard stance of gaining nothing by having an opinion about this. Somebody said, I heard her, she cackled, made a fart sound. Somebody says this, I don't know anything but the headline. I'm saying we need more info. All right,
Yep.
so Molly, let's stay on top of this case.
Okay, I will. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nose to the ground.